2026 has arrived with a brutal mathematical paradox. You're working harder, yet your financial heartbeat is slowing down. In 2024, the average American household bled $78,233 on expenditures, a 5.1% surge. Yet the BLS confirms wages only limped forward at 3.8%. Do the math. The gap is a canyon, and it's by calculated design. The system has evolved. What were once reasonable conveniences are now weaponized wealth extraction tools. From predatory subscription models to stacked convenience fees, the old rules now trigger financial self-sabotage. Inflation is just the cover story. Evolved corporate pricing is the reality. In this video, we're exposing the 12 traps draining your bank account in 2026. This is the cheat code to remain untethered. Understanding where the money actually goes is the first step toward keeping more of it. Before we begin, what city are you in, and what's the single biggest cost that's stealing your freedom right now? Comment below. Chapter 1. The Convenience Parasites. Point 1. The Delivery App Tax. We begin with the most pervasive tax on the modern middle class: food delivery apps. Platforms like DoorDash and Uber Eats have successfully rebranded laziness as a lifestyle. In 2026, the economics of a delivered meal are no longer just expensive, they are irrational. The mechanism is hidden in layers. These platforms demand a 15 to 30% commission from restaurants. In response, restaurants do not sacrifice their margins, they inflate their digital menus. Research confirms that prices on these apps are 25% higher than in-store prices before a single fee is even added. By the time you stack the delivery fee, the service fee, the small order surcharge, and the driver tip, a $12 meal often escalates to $22. This 83% markup is the price you pay for the privilege of not moving your body for 10 minutes. Since 2023, these prices have climbed another 8 to 12%. For the habitual user ordering twice a week, this is a $1,560 annual leakage. If you redirected that leakage into an asset yielding 8%, you would have nearly $8,000 in a few short years. The interface is designed to remove friction, but every swipe is a transfer of your future freedom to a corporate balance sheet. The builders understand that convenience is a product sold to those who value their comfort more than their compounding. Point 2. The fallacy of fast food. There was a time when fast food was the default for the budget-conscious. That era is dead. A Big Mac meal now demands $15. Taco Bell, once the refuge of the frugal, now costs $12 for a basic set. Since 2019, fast food prices have skyrocketed by 55%, with a 10% jump in the last year alone. The value proposition has dissolved. You are now paying premium prices for ultra-processed calories that degrade your cognitive and physical performance. For $15, you can acquire high-quality whole proteins and greens that fuel a high-performance life. The time excuse is a myth. Most fast food drive-thrus in 2026 take longer than a 15-minute home preparation. The average regular customer is hemorrhaging $3,000 to $5,000 a year on expensive poison. The rich do not just protect their money, they protect their biology. If the fuel you put in your body costs more than it provides in energy, you are operating at a net loss. Point 3. The inverted value of dining out. Sit-down restaurants have experienced a 35% price surge since 2019. A basic burger is now a $20 commitment. Two people sharing a modest dinner with drinks will easily cross the $140 mark. While prices have doubled, portions have shrunk, and service quality has plummeted. The worst offender is the beverage markup. A $14 cocktail contains $2 of liquid. A $4 soda costs the establishment 15 cents. Restaurants are no longer food businesses, they are beverage arbitrage firms. A household spending $200 weekly on dining is losing over $10,000 a year. The visionaries treat dining out as a rare, high-value experience for celebration, not a default solution for a Tuesday night. Chapter 2. The Monuments of Vanity. Point 4. New car depreciation as a sinkhole. The average new car price in 2026 is $48,000. The moment you cross the dealership threshold, $9,600 of your net worth evaporates into the atmosphere. By the end of the first year, 30% of the value is gone. You have effectively set fire to a year of rent just to smell new leather. The trap is often deeper: negative equity. Many buyers owe more than the asset is worth within weeks of purchase, tethering them to a depreciating liability they cannot escape. Contrast this with the behavior of true wealth. The typical millionaire drives a reliable Toyota or Honda with a median price of $31,367. They view transportation as a utility, not a status symbol. A 5-year-old vehicle has already survived its steepest value drop. It still possesses 80% of its functional life but costs 40% of its original price. Buying used allows your capital to stay in the game rather than being absorbed by the dealership lot. Look at your driveway. Does that vehicle represent a tool for your expansion, or is it a heavy anchor of vanity that keeps you docked at the harbor of the average? Are you a builder of wealth or a consumer of status? Be honest. Write builder or consumer in the comments below. Let us see who is truly ready to change. Point 5. The spectacle of expensive weddings. The average American wedding has hit $35,000. This is 6 hours of performance funded by years of future stress. Research from Emory University shows a striking pattern. Couples who spend over $50,000 on their wedding are 46% more likely to divorce than those who spend under $10,000. The wedding industry is a master of emotional manipulation, applying a 300% markup the moment the word wedding is mentioned. Starting a union with $35,000 of debt or depleted savings is a structural failure. A marriage is a partnership. A wedding is a party. The elite prioritize the foundation of the building, not the silk of the curtains. Point 6. Luxury travel arbitrage. Airfare is up 40%. A week-long family trip to a theme park now costs $10,000. For many, this represents 25% of their annual take-home pay for 7 days of fleeting dopamine. The danger isn't travel, it's the financial friction it creates. Taking a multi-thousand-dollar vacation on a credit card while unable to cover a $1,000 emergency is a symptom of a broken mindset. Budget travel offers the same cultural exposure at a fraction of the cost. The luxury travel industry has found your ceiling, and they will continue to push it until you break. True wealth is the ability to travel whenever you want, not the desperation to look like you do. Chapter 3. The Silent Predators. Point 7. The upgrade illusion in tech. A new flagship phone costs $1,200. The marginal improvement between an iPhone 16 and an iPhone 13 is practically invisible to the human eye in daily use. The apps run the same, the emails read the same, the texts arrive at the same speed. Yet millions participate in this biennial ritual of depreciation. Between software updates that intentionally throttle old devices and batteries designed to fail, you are being forced into a replacement cycle. The smart move is to stay 2 generations behind. A refurbished model costs 50% less and provides 98% of the utility. Spending $600 a year on 3% sharper photos is a losing trade. Point 8. The Future Income Trap, BNPL. Buy now, pay. Later services like Affirm and Klarna are the payday loans of the digital age. They turn a $200 purchase into 4 manageable payments of $50. This is a psychological hack. Your brain ignores the total and focuses on the fraction. Research shows BNPL users spend up to 40% more than those paying cash. 40% of these users have missed a payment, triggering fees and interest. This is debt for consumption, the most dangerous substance in the financial world. If you cannot pay cash for a hoodie or a blender, you cannot afford it. These companies are not your friends. They are architects of the gap between your desires and your reality. Point 9. Branded products and marketing subsidies. A bottle of name brand detergent costs $15. The store brand, often made in the exact same factory with the same chemical profile, costs $7. When you buy the name brand, you are not paying for cleaner clothes. You are subsidizing the company's multi-million-dollar advertising budget. From ibuprofen to pasta sauce, the quality is identical, but the premium is 25 to 40%. Switching to generics can return $2,500 to your pocket annually. Designer clothing is the extreme version of this absurdity. A luxury hoodie costs $1,000 for the logo. You are paying to be a walking billboard for a corporation that views you as a data point. Point 10. Streaming fragmentation. The promise of cutting the cord was savings. That promise is dead. Netflix, Disney, Hulu, HBO, Amazon, Apple, Paramount, to have the full library now costs over $100 a month. This fragmentation is intentional. Each platform holds a few pieces of content hostage to ensure you never cancel. The average household maintains 4.5 services, most of which are rarely used. The elite strategy is sequential consumption. Subscribe to one, watch, cancel, move to the next. Maintaining all of them simultaneously is paying for a library you don't have time to read. We have all been there. We have all bought something we regretted just to feel a moment of control or status. What is the one purchase that sits in your house right now as a reminder of a financial mistake you made? Sharing it releases its power over you. Tell your story in the comments. Chapter 4. The 2026 Frontier Point. 11. The AI Productivity Paradox, Subscription Overlap. In 2026, the new streaming war is being fought in your productivity suite. You are likely paying for ChatGPT Plus, a premium Claude subscription, a specialized AI image generator, an AI-powered note-taker, and perhaps an AI coding assistant. Separately, they cost $20 each. Together, you are bleeding $120 a month for features that have 80% overlap. This is the AI subscription trap. The average user buys into the hype of every new LLM launch, fearing they will lose their competitive edge. The builders understand first principles. Most of these tools are just wrappers around the same base models. By 2026, your operating system and your browser already have these features integrated for free. Paying for multiple premium AI tiers is the modern equivalent of paying for 5 different long-distance phone carriers. Auditing your digital stack is no longer optional, it is a requirement for financial hygiene. Point 12. Digital hoarding and virtual goods. The most insidious leak of 2026 is the one that doesn't exist in the physical world. We are seeing a massive siphoning of wealth into digital assets with zero liquidity. This includes limited edition, in-game skins, virtual real estate in ghost town metaverses, and lifetime access to digital courses that are never opened. The system has mastered the art of selling pixels for the price of gold. Because there is no physical clutter, your brain does not trigger the too much stuff alarm. You can spend $5,000 on digital assets and still have an empty room. This is the ultimate corporate dream: zero manufacturing cost, zero shipping cost, and 100% profit extracted from your desire for digital status. In 2026, wealth is measured by what you own in the real world: land, equity, and cash flow. If your net worth is tied up in a server that can be shut down by a corporate board, you don't own an asset. You own a permission slip. The common thread among these 12 categories is the exploitation of your inertia. The economy of 2026 is a giant filter designed to separate the unconscious spenders from their capital. It uses algorithms to trigger your desires, convenience to dull your discipline, and status to stroke your ego. Your defense is not just saying no, it is the radical act of awareness. Every dollar you spend is a vote for the life you want to lead. You can either fund the expansion of a corporation or you can fund the expansion of your own empire. The 1% do not win because they are lucky. They win because they refuse to participate in the games designed for the average. They see the delivery app markup and see a day of freedom stolen. They see the new car smell and see a decade of compounding sacrificed. As for those of you still watching, here is the final hard truth. The biggest waste of money in 2026 is not on this list. It is the cost of your hesitation. Many people will watch this and wait for a perfect time to start investing the savings. There is no perfect time. Every day you wait to redirect these leakages into assets is a day you are paying a 100% tax on your potential. If you have made it this far, you are part of the community that actually finishes what they start. Comment the words, "I am awake," to signal your presence to the 1%. It is our secret password for those who have finally seen through the matrix. If this analysis provided you with real value, perform the exchange. Like this video, share it with one person who is currently drowning in these traps, and subscribe. We do not beg for attention, we command it through value. Now do not stop here. Your transformation requires momentum. Click the video on your screen right now to see how the elite are positioning their capital for the remainder of 2026. Welcome to the 1%.